Hi guys, welcome back to my channel. If you're new to my channel, hi, my name is Glory O'Kings. Thank you so much for stopping by. Don't forget to click the subscribe button before you leave. So in today's video, I'm going to be sharing with you guys 6 things to know before moving to Turkey or before coming to Turkey. So if you're someone who is deciding to move to Turkey or wanting to come to visit Turkey or want to live in Turkey, well, these are some information I feel might be useful to you to know about Turkey. I guess most of this information is based off of my experience and what I've noticed about Turkey. I'm not saying I'm right and I'm not saying I'm wrong, so yeah, that's all I wanted to put out there. So the first thing you need to know about Turkey is the driving. The steering is on the left side, so if you're coming from a country where you drive on the right side, it's going to be like very different for you, and you're going to like see the difference and feel the difference. When I newly came here from Cyprus, they drive on the right side. Not Cyprus, they drive on the right side. So it was sort of like weird when I call a taxi. I'll literally almost go to the taxi seat and open the door of where he is, just because I'm so used to the steering being on the other side. So just so you know, the steering is on the left side, not the right side. All right, so the next thing you need to know about Turkey, well, this one is based on Istanbul only. I don't think there's bad traffic in any other city as bad as Istanbul, so I think this is just based on Istanbul. The traffic the traffic in Istanbul is something else. I don't know what causes the traffic, if there are too many vehicles on the road. I really do not know, but I can be in the metro bus and I'm just looking at the traffic and it's like a long line of cars waiting to move. So the traffic is really, but they have times like especially during the rush hours, that's when the traffic is bad. Like in the morning and also in the evening, that's when the traffic is bad. So if you want to go out and you want to move around and you want the road to be free, maybe go out like around 1ish depending on the day, and maybe like after 10, that's when the traffic is like very, you know, low and very like it's not so much. And another thing under the traffic is the rules, the driving rules. Honestly, I don't know if these are the Turkish rules, but sometimes I'm wowed by what they do. I am confused sometimes by the way some of these drivers drive. Honestly, I'm not even joking. I don't know if it's the same with you guys, but there are sometimes you can be in a one-way, literally on a one-way street, highway or whatever, and maybe you're supposed to take a turn to your right. I've experienced this in a taxi driver. It's usually the taxi drivers that shook me. I'm shocked by their actions most of the time. So you can be on a one-way and maybe there's a path you're supposed to follow towards your right, and your taxi driver makes the mistake and you tell him he's supposed to follow the right. This guy can literally stop in the middle of this one-way and reverse. He can literally reverse and then follow the right. I don't know, is that supposed to happen? I'm not complaining, but I'm just saying, like, wow, I saw that done in Istanbul for the first time and I was like, okay, this is totally normal, I'm fine, it's cool, all right, no problem. Anyways, so the next thing I'm going to be sharing with you guys, or I'm going to talk about, is the money. So the exchange rate, it varies. Right now a dollar changes to 6 lira 67 kurush, 1 euro changes to 7 lira 46 kurush, and 1 pound changes to 8 lira and 20 something kurush. So yeah, if you earn your money in foreign currency, you're good to go, because you're the one that is going to enjoy it. You're going to get a lot of money. But if you earn your money in Turkish lira, that's all I can say. The next thing is the weather. What is the weather like? Because I usually get questions on what the weather is like. Well, I personally, I do not mind the weather. In summer it's hot, it can get hot, but I've experienced worse situations, so I would be like, okay, it's not so bad. But if you're someone who has not experienced bad summer, it can get very hot. So yeah, but it's hot and it's like a manageable hot. You can get an air condition or you can get a fan and you're good to go. And in the winter it can get cold. Yeah, it can get cold, like to like -5 degrees Celsius. So it's for some people it might not be cold, because sometimes in school I see people from cold countries, they don't really feel the cold, and I'm there shivering. I'm just like, okay, so all right, cool. It can get cold like sometimes, and it can be warm sometimes, so it just depends. The weather is not so bad. It's not like extreme conditions. Do you get? It's something you can survive. They hardly cancel anything due to the weather. Maybe once a year they can cancel school or something, but it's not like Canada or like Russia where it's like bad cold. It's okay, it's okay. Okay. And then the next thing is the language. Before coming to Turkey, you need to understand that this is a Turkish speaking country. They do not speak English as their major language. English is not their first language, so they mostly speak Turkish. Like probably 90% of them speak Turkish, I guess. Because when you enter, when you get to the airport, before you find someone who understands English fluently, it might be a struggle. You can find someone who understands bit by bit, so you have to like speak slowly for them to understand you. Turkish is like their main language, is what is spoken here. So if you can speak Turkish and if you can learn a little bit of Turkish, that would be great. One way I'm trying to learn Turkish is by watching their movies. I don't know if that's helping me or not, but I recently decided to start watching Turkish movies. Maybe that would actually help my Turkish. And also, I've noticed in some cities there are people that actually understand English more. When I visited Fethiye, there were people that could speak English. Like the hotel where I stayed at, they understood English very well. Some stores, when I went to shop for proper like groceries, they understood English. Some restaurants understood English. Like there were more people that understood English there than I've experienced in Istanbul or where I stay in Istanbul. Because in areas like Beşiktaş, Kadikoy, I'm sure there are people that might understand English to a certain level, but I do not stay in those areas. So the place I stay, you hardly find people that speak English. Okay. The next thing you would want to know before moving to Turkey is the hospitality. Okay, Turkish people are very welcome. I feel like I mentioned this in my previous Turkey video, but they are very welcoming. And at first, when I was coming to Turkey, when I got into the airport and I saw how they were shaking and greeting themselves, I was just like, why are they nodding their heads together? Okay, especially for the men, right? The men, what they do is they shake themselves and then they kind of like tap their heads together. I don't know if this would still happen in the corona season, after this corona, but I don't see them do it during this period. So yeah, but anyways, they sort of like shake their hands. When they shake their hands, they like tap, like this is another person's head, they like tap it together like that, and then they continue their conversation. So yeah, and also for the ladies, they like, you know, they like kiss, sort of like kiss, not kiss themselves, but like kiss the air, but beside each other's faces, if that makes sense. So yes, that was one of the things I noticed, and one of the things you should know might happen in case someone wants to greet you and they opt for that. Just know it's normal and it's how they greet. So yeah, I think eventually you actually get used to it. You would expect it when you're used to it, but I don't know if they still do it right now, because I wouldn't want you to do that. There's corona on the streets. Another thing I feel you should know about Turkey is related to dressing as a female. I got an email from someone who said, let me just read the email out. I felt I needed to answer it in this video. So the email is, hello, I am a white female 50 interested in visiting Istanbul, maybe alone. Can you please do a video about your experience as a female living here? How do men treat women? Is it wiser to cover up your hair and dress modestly? Can you talk about safety? So okay, for dressing, honestly, you can dress the way you dress. Obviously, I would advise you to dress modestly, but about covering your hair, it's not necessary. If you're not a Muslim, I don't think it's necessary for you to cover your hair. Not every Turkish woman covers her hair, so it's a normal thing. It's a norm to see your hair out. It's a norm. Like there are ladies or there are Turkish women that do not wear the hijabi or cover their hair, so I think that's normal. And there are also foreigners here as well who are not Muslims and are not forced to cover their hair. And another thing is the dressing. Honestly, you just dress how you dress. Like I don't think you would want to walk around the streets of Istanbul naked, or the streets of Turkey naked. I don't think you want to do that. But if you are a little bit on the naked part, you're going to get a lot of stares, and when it comes to staring, you would get it. So I would advise you to just be safe, on the safe side. Just dress normal. You can wear your normal jeans, your t-shirts, and you're good to go. You can wear shorts if you want to. You're good to go. Like, it's just a normal place. It's not something that you have to religiously dress the way they dress. No, it's not necessary to do that. Okay? So yeah, these are some of the things I think some of you should know about Turkey, mostly Istanbul. If you have any other questions, if you have questions, specific questions, please leave them in the comment section below, or send me a DM on Instagram. If you've not followed me on Instagram, you can do that now. And yeah, I'll try as much as possible to answer them in a different video, okay? Or I'm going to try to answer them in the comment section below. So yeah, thank you guys so much for watching. I hope you guys enjoyed this video. If you did, do not forget to give it a thumbs up. Let me know what you guys think, and let me know if you have any other questions, and please leave them in the comment section below. And I'll see you guys in my next video. Okay, bye guys.